All right, hello everyone. This is Mrs. Ramsey, your U.S. history teacher. I just wanted to give you guys a quick, brief reminder on what is happening. We are just wrapping up our second week of school. Remember that tomorrow is a teacher in-service day, so this is technically a 3-day weekend for you guys. Congrats. We have finished our week 1 assignments. However, there are still some of my remote students that have yet to complete those particular activities. So if you have not yet done your get to know you form, that was a grade, please go and submit that after you complete that form. If you have not yet done your discussion questions for week 1, that's DQ for September 9th, 10th, 11th, make sure to get those done. And if you have not watched the Ed Puzzles for the first week, the American Revolution, part 1 and part 2 right there, please go click on the link, watch those Ed Puzzles, get them done. And the last thing for week 1 that quite a few of you still need to get turned in was that Declaration of Independence assignment. Now, when you do this assignment, you go to the link, you click on it, you make a copy, all that good stuff. You're gonna fill it out, and when it's time to turn it in, so that would be after you've actually, typed up your answers and everything. It saves automatically because it's a Google Doc. You don't need to save it. I would recommend, putting your name, copy of Declaration of Independence activity. That way, when you're going to find that activity, when you're turning it in, it'll be a lot easier to find it. But anyway, to turn it in, you go to Submit Assignment. And once you're there, there should be something that says Google Docs. Okay, I can't have that view because I'm not a student, I'm a teacher, so this is my view of Canvas. But in your Canvas, under this assignment, when you're trying to submit it, there should be something that says Google Docs. Use that. If it says to authorize, please click on authorize, sign in, do all the things it tells you to do. If it says leave Canvas, that's fine, do that. Sign in and authorize it. You only have to do that once, and then you can submit forms using Google Docs. If you need to, you can go under Google Drive though, and you can find your assignment that way under Google Drive, but I would recommend Google Docs. Please do not submit it any other way at this time because I will not have access unless you specifically share it with me. If you can't figure out how to do Google Docs or Google Drive and you can only do the web URL that I've shown you guys by copying and pasting the URL here, if you do that, then you have to make sure that you share this with me, with Ms. Ramsey. My name is telly.ramscy@wacoisd.org. You have to share it with me or I won't have access. So that's why I said, turn it in using Google Docs. So that being said, let's please turn our attention to this week. We're in week 2. Oh, and by the way, all of those things for week 1, including the get to know you, if you have not yet turned in any of those, when you complete a missing assignment, please do me a huge favor and email me. My email address, if you ever need to find it, it's located under, contact information. It's right there, telly.ramsey@wacoisd.org. Please email me when you submit a missing assignment so I know to go back and look at it and get it turned in and put in the gradebook for you. If you do not email me, I'm not going to be checking each of those every day because I'm already working in our current week, week 2. These are missing assignments. You should have done them the week that they were assigned. But I'm still willing to put them in. Just please, again, if you do a missing assignment, email me, say, hey, Miss Ramsey, it's done. Will you go check it? And I will be sure to put that in the gradebook for you. By the way, if you want to see your grades, remember to go to Parent Portal for that. So to find Parent Portal, if you don't know about this, go to our district homepage, Waco ISD. And on the district homepage, it's going to have up here Parent Portal. That's what you click on. And you need to sign in, or if you're already signed in, just click the sign in. And this is where you will be able to access all of your grades. If you're a parent watching this, this is where you can access your students' grades. Students, make sure you get this information from your parents. You can access your grades here. This is where your grades come from. This is where teachers, put it in for the report cards, for the progress reports, all that good stuff. It's through Parent Portal. That's from the district website. That's Teams. Okay, now back to our regularly scheduled programming. All right, so we are in week 2. This week we're wrapping up week 2. So I just want to remind you guys what you should have done this week. Every day you need to be doing these discussion questions. Okay, so on Monday, make sure you've done that. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's really important that you do these DQs, these discussion questions, the day that they're assigned, because that's for your attendance. If you didn't do that the day they were assigned, you are counted absent as a remote learner. So that's extra important. It's not just for a grade, it's also attendance. The Ed puzzles, you should also watch the day that they're assigned. So like the Constitution Part 1, you should have watched that Monday. Constitution Part 2, that should have been Tuesday. Reconstruction Part 1, Wednesday. Part 2, today, Thursday. You should watch those because those are the lectures I'm giving in class to my face-to-face students. That's how you're getting the lectures. And you get a grade for those on Ed Puzzle. All you have to do is follow the link, you click on it, and then you watch this video that pops up. And I automatically will see your results. Press play. Those are all the little questions that'll be asked. If there are links to videos and other things, I highly recommend that you follow those, you watch them. I usually try to make them really short and informative, things that can help you, things that might even, you never know, be entertaining, hopefully. But please make sure you're doing those Ed puzzles. That is a key part of your grade. In fact, that's where most of your grades are going to come from. The only other thing this week for week 2, besides the Ed puzzles and your daily discussion questions, is the Bill of Rights assignment. Okay, when you go to this, and it's just like the declaration assignment from week 1, you're going to make a copy. It's a Google Doc. Everything's saved automatically. You know, remember, put your name up at the top, and then you're going to summarize each of the amendments in the Bill of Rights. These are the first 10 amendments to our Constitution. They give us our basic rights and protections, things that the government cannot take away from us. Summarize in your own words. Do not copy and paste from the internet. Now, if you don't know how to summarize these, look in our Ed puzzle for the Constitution Part 2. I go over all of these. That will help you. You can also, at the bottom, find right here where you're going to have to play these 2 games. That's part of the grade for this assignment. You click on the link, and it will take you to this game, okay? And this is where you are actually going to kind of fill in the preamble to the Constitution. You could look up the preamble online if you don't know what it is to help you, that's fine. When you're done with this, it'll generate a certificate. You need to copy that certificate by doing a screen capture. Now you could use these directions right here. If you have a normal laptop, you press Alt, and then at the top of your keyboard, print screen. But if you're working off a Chromebook, like a lot of you are, then that's gonna be Control, press Control, and then you'll press that little button at the top of your keyboard that has a square and like 2 vertical lines. That will screen capture your certificate. That takes basically a picture of what's on your screen. And then go back to this assignment once you've screen captured that certificate, and then press Control V or right click and paste, and that will put in your certificate, okay? Same thing for this one. Now, when you go to this game, make sure to play the secondary game. Don't play the elementary game. You're in high school, okay? And it's going to run you through these scenarios based on the Bill of Rights for, you know, scenarios in a trial situation. Again, when you're done, take a screen capture of that certificate, and then go back to your assignment, copy and paste that right in there, and it should be done. So once this is all filled out, and you have your pictures there of your certificates, it's automatically saved. You're going to go back to the assignment, and again, submit assignment. There should be something here now that says Google Docs for you, or it'll say authorize Google Docs. Go through that, and then submit assignment. If you have any questions, please let me know. Email me, telly.ramsey@wacoisd.org. And that is it for this week. I hope it was a good week for you. And I look forward to either seeing or hearing back from you guys if you need anything. For next week, week 3 is going to open up on the 20th, so that should be Sunday, okay? And feel free to work ahead, but remember, every day you need to do those discussion questions for attendance. The other things you can do early, but pay attention to the due dates. We have a lot of stuff we're doing next week, Next week, we're moving away from review of 8th grade, and we're actually going to be starting our 11th grade U.S. history curriculum with the Gilded Age. So next week is a big one. And then in week 4, look for more instructions coming up. We're going to have our first test at the end of week 4 on October 2nd. That's going to be when your vocabulary is due and when your notes are due. So I'm going to spend the very last part of this little direction video just reminding you about notes and vocab. You find them up at the top where it says notes and vocabulary. And where it has Unit 1 Cornell Notes, that is only if you do not have a journal. I think every one of you should get a journal, and you should be writing your notes down on a journal. That is going to be the best way to do notes for my class. But if you just absolutely don't want to do that, or you can't for some reason because your hand is falling off, I don't know why you wouldn't be able to. I do have an example of Cornell Notes there. Now for Unit 2, this is where on October 2nd, and I'll repeat this because there's a few of you who've been already sending me your notes. October 2nd, I love you guys, by the way, you are the best. The ones who've already sent me your notes, like, thank you. But I don't want them until October 2nd, okay? Because I'm looking for all of Unit 1 and Unit 2 turned in when we take our test over that material. On October 2nd, this is where you're going to submit assignment, okay? And again, you're gonna upload the pictures of your notes. That's gonna be a lot of pictures, I realize. I'll let you guys decide how best to do that, but I need to at least see a picture of each one of your summary pages in your notes, okay? If that ends up being like 10 pictures that you have to upload, it's fine. There's no limit on here. If you have another way you can submit those pictures of your notes, great. You can scan them, great. Take a picture with your phone, great. But this is where you're gonna turn in those notes. If you're doing them online using these, great, submit those, okay? But this is where you're gonna turn those in October 2nd, or by October 2nd, turn in all of those notes for Unit 1 and Unit 2. Every lesson needs to be turned in there so I can see that you did your notes. That's a test grade. The other thing was the vocabulary. We did not have vocabulary for Unit 1. There was enough stuff going on these past 2 weeks. But you will have your first vocabulary assigned to you beginning Monday, September 21st. You can find your vocabulary right here. You will click on it. You will make a copy. And you kind of get the idea by now. You put your name, your copy of Gilded Age vocab, and you're going to fill all this out. Now, because this is online, you may copy and paste a appropriate picture of the key term right here, okay? Clipboard, clip art pictures, very useful. Make sure it's a picture that goes along with what the term is. Be careful. Make sure that this is the Gilded Age historical term you're looking at for when you're finding appropriate pictures. You can use Google Images to help you there. Under definition, do not copy and paste. You will lose points. If you are just copying and pasting definitions, that is not doing any work. You need to define these using your own words. So look up a definition online and then summarize that definition in your own words. That is very important, or you will not receive full credit. If you have any questions about the vocab, let me know. When you're done with it, as always, hit submit. You'll turn it in here with Google Docs. That is due October 2nd. That is the same day your notes are due. That is the same day we're taking the test. A lot of stuff happening October 2nd, okay? Any questions, make sure you email me, and that is all I've got for you guys. Thank you for your attention. I will talk to you later. Bye.